Welcome everyone to Meditation Mount and to our full moon meditation held in the sun sign of Sagittarius with the moon in Gemini. So let's take a moment just to breathe, to acknowledge and connect with all of those gathered here today in the livingness of virtual space. We're in different time zones, different parts of the world, and yet we are here together as one group. So let us create a field in which we can do our work of service together. Just take a few gentle breaths to bring yourself present. To enter the stillness, first of all, of the physical body by allowing it to relax. And then through the breath, we bring the emotional body to a state of calmness. And following the breath, we bring our mental body, our mind, to a place of serenity and openness. And then we enter that sacred space which is the heart. And as well as the beating heart, we sense at the center of our being a flame of love burning. This is the eternal fire of love that lives at the heart of all creation, that connects us heart to heart to heart. And as we weave together a matrix of love, we stand united as one group heart. United in service, united in the stillness of this moment. Thank you. So Sagittarius is a fire sign whose symbol is the archer, expressing the qualities of one-pointedness and direction. The arrow, when loosed, speeds towards the chosen target. And the focused nature of Sagittarius is clearly reflected in its spiritual motto. I see the goal, I reach that goal, and then I see another. It's very focused, very one-pointed. This is where I'm going. It's a fiery sign. And when it gets there, it sees the next and continues. So Sagittarius is an excellent time for cultivating spiritual vision, for reorienting ourselves to higher objectives, and to rededicating our energies to those goals that the intuition reveals. As was mentioned, Sagittarius is a fire sign, and it has a particular characteristic referred to in the Ageless Wisdom teaching, and it goes as follows. The planetary fire which produces eventual revelation to the purified person who stands in the light. That sounds a little cryptic, but what it means is that when our aim and when our goal is a higher goal, we come into alignment with a deeper sense of meaning, a deeper sense of purpose. Our goal is part of the greater planetary goal. The symbolic archer indicates the nature of this zodiacal sign. Here's a painting by Nicholas Roerich called Prince Igor. And we can see that the archer represents the soul who has calmed and mastered the personality and is now compelled to go in the direction of the soul's aspiration and the aim of the soul. We're not just firing in any direction. When the archer really understands the goal, then the arrow is loose towards that higher goal. So the archer becomes identified with the arrow of spiritual aspiration, with its attendant qualities of one-pointedness, dedication, a focused and intuitive attitude, and the power to see the vision and direct one's course to it. So it's a no-nonsense sign. You see it and you go for it. Sagittarius is associated with intuition, and the arrow that is fired by the archer is often called the shaft of light. And it is this shaft of the arrow of inspiration which then returns to the sender as the arrow of intuition. So we send it out as aspiration and inspiration. And once it's pierced its goal, what we receive back is the light of intuition. So when we look at the archer, how does the archer fire the arrow? By using the tension of the bowstring. This is caused by the strings being attached to either end of the bow, and the bow is one piece. So we're using the dynamic balanced tension to fire the arrow into the future. So imagine yourself as an archer, getting clear about what your life purpose is, how you can best serve, and then loosing that arrow towards its goal. So leaving this image, let's continue to review the energies associated with Sagittarius. The exoteric ruler of this sign is Jupiter, which carries the gifts of expansion and the beneficent methods of evolution and unfoldment on the secondary path of love wisdom. And the esoteric ruler of Sagittarius is Earth, and this provides a third-ray energy of active intelligence that enables the one-pointed seeker to move on continually from point to point on the pathway of intuition and achievement. And as was mentioned earlier, this is clearly reflected in the spiritual motto of Sagittarius. So let's repeat it. I see the goal, I reach that goal, and then I see another. And every time the true seeker finds themselves under the influence of Sagittarius, it's with the goal of reorienting to some new and higher objective. In Sagittarius, the task is refocusing towards a higher goal and the unfoldment of some basic and directing purpose. We are talking of more than merely a personal goal. We know at the moment that we stand at a critical juncture in human history, and we are facing a stark choice of either to go down the rabbit hole of self-centeredness and greed that leads to a divided world, or to walk together the path of loving kindness that brings about a planetary community of caring and sharing. So where are we aiming our arrow? What world do we want to achieve? Will we elect to have the soul govern and guide us, or will the drives and fears of our lower nature rule and keep us imprisoned and addicted by putting the personal self above the well-being of the whole? Today is December the 18th, and we are approaching a particular astrological conjunction, which I won't go into. I know that Diana can shed more light on this in a moment, but it's like a portal, and we are lined up with the center of the galaxy, but we're also going through another time of shaking. There have been several periods during this year of 2021 where there's been a shake-up. So we can see around us what's happening. So today's the 18th, and then we're coming up. Tomorrow is the fourth Sunday in Advent, and Advent is always that journey towards the light and the journey of the light towards us. It's a reciprocal approach, and it's always the light of the inner sun. So the December solstice is coming up in a couple of days. And this is a perfect time to sow the visionary seeds of a new cycle and then place them deep in the dark womb of the human psyche. As you know, the solstice is that moment of poise. So this is a time for inner silence, quiet repose, what I would call a needed pregnant pause. And here at Meditation Mount, our inner and outer work is very much focused on the cultivation of the vision of a brighter future. And together with individuals and groups around the world, we are being called to carry on the building work and become spiritual architects, tasked with designing and building a new culture. And at Meditation Mount, we've been given the task of promulgating and promoting and embodying as best we can 3 spiritual principles with their attendant pathways. We've named them before, but let me name them again, sound them into the field, because they constitute part of what we're aiming towards, where we're loosing our arrow toward. The principle of essential divinity, saying that all life is sacred because a spark of the eternal flame that burns in the heart of the Creator lives inside each of us, lives inside all of creation. Therefore, we are each fiery fractals of this one life. Then the principle of goodwill, which is love in action, affirming that love is the lifeblood and currency of all relationships. And the third principle of unanimity. We are part of a seamless web of life. We are integral aspects in a web of life that is interdependent and inseparable. And then the 3 pathways. We have the pathway of spiritual approach, which leads to a lived experience of essential divinity. We have the pathway of right human relations, which creates the right conditions for goodwill or love to flourish. To flourish not just between humans, but between us and all life. And then the pathway of group endeavor leads to the realization of unanimity, a direct experience of it, not just a mental comprehension. So just to recap, Sagittarius offers us a collective opportunity for a one-pointed focus on our desired and preferred future. This is the time to keep our eyes on the prize, and the ultimate prize is the goal of collective self-realization, so that we as a species can step up and play our part in fulfilling the destiny of Gaia, being part of the planetary purpose. This undertaking may take hundreds and thousands of years to fully achieve, but now, at this time of the great turning, is when we begin the great work. So we see the goal, we reach that goal, and then we see another. And to amplify and boost this needed work in 2022, in the coming year, we've chosen the theme of regeneration as our focus at Meditation Mount. So just let me say that the vision is quickened and manifested through the spirit of regeneration. It's a dynamic force that propels the compelling vision of a preferred future into action. So just let's bear in mind that with everything falling apart, with everything seeming to unravel, the best response is to stand steady, stand in the fire of love, stand in the fire of a unified heart, and loose the arrow towards a future which is brighter. That is the opportunity that we're facing here. So with this in mind and with this in heart, Diana will now lead us in the meditation.
Thank you, Michael. Ooh, so much is happening. So I just wanted to add a little bit to what Michael was saying so beautifully, that this full moon solar is at 27 degrees Sagittarius, which is the exact point of the galactic center of the Milky Way. So it's sort of like the heart center of the galaxy. It's a very powerful time. And just to note, as an astrologer, if you have a planet in that degree or near that degree, you have a very strong ability to connect in your meditations and in your awarenesses. It's such a strong possibility for tonight's meditation when we go into the silence. Like Michael said, it opens up a portal, direct link from soul to soul to soul to soul, from light to light to light to light. This powerful connection directly into your meditation tonight. So I want you to think about that when we go into that space. The full moon will be exact tonight at 8:36 p.m. So you can touch into it again, but we're just before it. And so it's amping up, getting stronger, tightening. And the feeling is, as we're coming into this great big full moon at the galactic center of 27 degrees Sagittarius, 2 days before the solstice, which will still be carrying that full moon energy, we are in a very powerful time in history, as you know, as you can sense. One of the things that happens from Scorpio, which was the last solar full moon, we learn at that place of solar Scorpio to have discipline over the mind. And so mind is learned to be in service. And then it moves into Sagittarius. And this is where the mind becomes intuitive, or the consciousness, I should say, becomes intuitive more than mind, right? So Scorpio, it tames the mind, reins it in. Sagittarius intuits until in Capricorn, next full moon, we go into initiation, the next step as soul. So here we are in that intuitive phase with this portal open at 27 degrees Sagittarius, at the galactic center, moving into a meditation. And these times, they are a-changing, and we can feel the ramping up that's happening all around the world. And my friend Tom, I wanted to share a quote that he used today that I thought was so beautiful. He says, "Never doubt that the heart is an inexhaustible warrior, and that love is a cosmic power that breathes through us all. This is what Sagittarius is all about. Never doubt that the heart is an inexhaustible warrior, and that love is a cosmic power that breathes through us all." So these are the times, this is the time we're in, and that we are the ones that are midwifing this next period that is happening in our world. And when we move into the meditation in a moment, use these energies to open yourself through the crown chakra, through all the chakras of the body, going into the head center, connecting to this alignment that is extra potent on this particular day of 27 Sag and the coming solstice in the deep, deep, deep silence. So when we're in the meditation, we're going to be in silence for about 10 minutes. And let that silence become vast. And open yourself into that silence in a way that maybe you've never opened before. Into that perfect stillness, so that you can be infused with that light, that divine intelligence, that awareness, that inspiration, that remembering. So, here we go. When you're ready to settle yourself, and we'll use our breath to calm the bodies. But first, always the physical body, restlessness, tension, nervousness, anxiety, all the things of the body, even pain, working with this energy and using your breath to consciously quieten the physical body. Take a breath, inhale, balancing the physical body. Om. Take your time. Let that energy and that intention seep into the physical body as it is in layers and layers and layers, deeper and deeper and deeper, coming into calm physically. Good, and then we'll use it to balance the breath, to balance the emotional body. So when you're ready to, taking a breath, inhale. And exhale, balancing the emotional body. Om. The thoughts, the feelings, the reactions, the responses, all of it, calming and aligning and balancing and harmonizing with the physical body's calm and the emotional body's calm and receptivity. Good, and then taking another breath to balance the mental body. Consciously exhaling. Om. And the mind becomes still. And silent. As you begin to take your position, for a moment, touching the heart center, and feel your connection with that greater group around the world, all the lighthouses out there of conscious souls, working conscious souls, and souls coming into consciousness more and more. There is an awakening on the planet with more and more awareness, and just sensing all that light. All around the world, in every little pocket and big city, from the White House to the Parliament, to all the structures and politically across the planet, that there's consciousness, consciousness, lights, lights, lights. Sense that, and sense your own, where you are, right where you are, of this living, breathing consciousness, of kindredness, spiritual family, a spiritual family of light and love. And then take your position now from the heart center. Allow a line of light to connect to the head center. Then take your seat as conscious soul, awake and aware, deeply receptive As you feel that placement in the head center, in the heart of mind, in the heart of mind. And sensing through the crown chakra, the heart of soul. Feeling this alignment of your direct and personal translating device through the soul to the self. This clear channel from soul to self, and that further linking up through the heart of the sun, and all the masters and teachers. All the way to Sirius, and you've got this alignment now. All the way to Sirius. And in that deepening stillness now, feeling the peace that is abiding of pure consciousness, you enter into the silence of this meditation with this seed thought. As you move deeper and deeper into the stillness, with focused attention and aligned with the divine plan, we begin to see the greater unfolding and our part in it, in truth and in love. With focused attention and aligned with the divine plan, we begin to see the greater unfolding and our part in it, in truth and in love. in truth and love. In truth and love. From the deep silence and that spiritual impression, let yourself be imbued with the light of this meditation. That you are infused with this conscious light with every breath. In truth, in love. Letting it fall like snow into your awareness silently, receiving. Becoming one with this higher understanding, more and more in alignment with it all. And as you breathe, it becomes part of you, part of your consciousness, part of your mind, and the creative thinking and intuition and inspiration and illumination that is a result of it in the life, on the earth, on earth as it is in heaven. And as you let your breath deepen, letting all of this awareness blend and become part of your own field, of your own awareness. Grounding it into this life and into the one life, the group life, and onto the earth, making it so. Good. And so we'll close this meditation with the great invocation. And if you know it, you can say it with me. This is the adapted version. And otherwise, just listening along, feeling the flow of it and the alchemical energy of it. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. from the point of love within the heart of God. Let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Let's stay with the silence, knowing that silence is not the absence of sound. Silence is the synthesis of all sound. And that with the intuitive ears of the heart, we hear the voice of the silence, the song of the soul, the song of Gaia. We're here to sing in the song lines of a new earth from the silence. Silence is golden. Silence is a point of stillness embodying the whole. So we complete our time together by sending out these waves of blessing to the world silently, with a silent Om, because inside the silence is the power of all sound, the power of all soul qualities. So standing once again inside the group heart, we take a deep breath and are filled with love. And we breathe out this love as a blessing to all beings. We take a second breath together. And we send our blessings to touch the hearts and minds of all who call planet their home, planet Earth, Gaia. And as we breathe out a third wave, connected to the heart, the central heart of the galaxy, we realize that standing inside the heart together, there is no distance. So sending out this love, we affirm that we are one with all life. And may we carry this living silence with us into the solstice, into the coming days and weeks, into the new year. And out of the silence, may something of great beauty be born in our lives, in the lives of our community, and the life of our planet. Thank you so much for being together for this full moon meditation. We send blessings to each of you from Meditation Mount. Deep gratitude for your presence and participation. Blessings and good night from Meditation Mount.